Good afternoon, you're welcome to Fliptv News. I'm Christian Jiku. A look at the top headlines. 2023 election to gulp 239 billion naira. I will change Nigeria in 2 years. That's from presidential aspirant Ngige. No decision yet on the APC zoning mode from the APC spokesperson. 200 arrested over cannabis party in Abuja. And on to sports, Ronaldo thanks Liverpool fans. Let's take a look at the news in detail. The Independent National Electoral Commission will spend not less than 239 billion on procuring voting materials and vehicles that will be used in the 2023 general elections. This is according to the 2023 general election project plan that was launched by INEC in Abuja on Thursday. The commission stated that 239 billion, which constitutes 78.44% of its 305 billion budget, will be spent on 10 critical items, which included ballot papers, operational vehicles, ballot boxes, allowances of ad hoc workers, printing of results sheets, logistics and procurement of accreditation devices. Also included in the 239 billion naira budget is the 27.1 billion naira set aside by the Commission for possible runoff elections, including the one for the presidential poll. Runoff elections are conducted in the event that there is no clear winner in a general poll. A breakdown of the document 2023 General Election Project Plan shows that the highest single component will be the procurement of accreditation devices, which will go up 105.2 billion naira. This also constitutes 34.51% of the total election budget of 305 billion naira. The allowance for ad hoc workers, who will be more than 1 million people, is pegged at 23.7 billion naira, while 23 billion naira was set aside for election logistics expenses, which include the movement, deployment, and retrieval of men and materials for the elections. INEC will also spend 20.6 billion naira on the printing of ballot papers and 12.7 billion naira on the procurement of non-sensitive materials. The Commission set aside 9.5 billion naira for the printing of result sheets, 7.8 billion for the procurement of ballot boxes, and a separate 5.39 billion for the same purpose. The electoral body will also spend 3.9 billion for the procurement of operational vehicles. In a diagram illustrating a comparative analysis of the 2019 and 2023 general election budgets, INEC noted that while 189 billion was set aside for the previous elections, the 2023 general election would go up 305 billion naira. It noted that while the country had 84 million registered voters in the last elections, it will have about 100 million voters next year. Also, while 119,973 polling units existed last year, the next elections will have 176,846 polling units. It noted that while the average cost per voter was $7.38 in 2019, it had dropped to $5.39 per voter. Meanwhile, the Commission on Thursday said that no amount of security challenges would stop the conduct of the 2023 general election. The chairman of INEC, Prof. Mahmoud Yakubu, stated this during the public presentation of the 2022 to 2026 strategic plan and the 2023 general election project plan in Abuja. Now on Ngige. Senator Chris Ngige believes he has the capacity to turn the country's fortune for good, insisting that if he wins the presidential race in 2023, 2 years would be enough to do that. If my party gives me the ticket, many Nigerians know that Chris Ngige is the round peg for the round hole of Nigeria. I will fit in, and in 2 years, only 2 years, you will see the effect of my governance, the Labour and Employment Minister said when he featured on Channels Television's Politics Today. According to him, while the People's Democratic Party is the major challenger against his party, the All Progressives Congress, he is confident that the ruling party will win the 2023 polls He argued that the APC has been winning most of the by-elections across the country, saying it is an indication that it is the party to beat in the next general elections. Have you looked at the INEC by-elections results in the last 18 months? My party is constantly winning elections because the people know. Don't think that these people you see in the rural areas don't know what is going on in the country. They know, he said on Thursday. PDP is our main challenger, but we shall win them. They have always been challenging us, the former governor maintained. So I have passed through the crucibles, so to say, as a member of the Federal Executive Council. So the government programs vis the manifesto of our party, the APC, are known to him. His comment followed his declaration for the presidential seat earlier in the week. He joins a growing list of top politicians that have formally declared their intentions to contest for the post in next year polls. On zoning, APC zoning, the National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Felix Morka, has said the party is yet to make a decision on zoning as well as the mode of primaries it will adopt ahead of the 2023 presidential elections. Morka said this on Channels Television Politics Today on Wednesday, hours after reports suggested that the party may have decided on the indirect mode of primaries. That was not decided today, he said, when asked to make the clarification. On the issue of zoning, he said, no, that also was not in conversion today. But in the coming days, I'm sure the party will make a decision now that the NWC has the authority to decide on those questions. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo last week formally declared his intention to contest for the post hours ago. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, also joined the race. The Transportation Minister, Rotimi Amechi, former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu, Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi State, and his Ebonyi counterpart Dave Umahi have also formally declared their intention for the presidential seat. As the jostle for the number one seat intensifies, it has also become clear that the position comes at a high price. Morka announced earlier in the day that those willing to participate in the presidential primary of the party are to pay 100 million naira for the nomination and expression of interest forms. According to him, no economy anywhere else in the world is perfect, and despite that, there are people who still live opulent lives and make legitimate money in Nigeria. Our party is not for the rich, he stated further. The party came to a decision that the value placed on these forms are justified. On 200 arrested at a cannabis party in Abuja, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have arrested some youths for organizing a cannabis party in the Asokoro area of the Federal Capital Territory. The party was reportedly organized by a group of ladies on Wednesday night. It was gathered that the youth were having a nice time when the NDLEA officers invaded the venue of the party. A tweet with the handle Isium Manuel said about 100 suspects were arrested. The police station right now was at a 420 party in Asokoro, and they busted it at Asokoro, Abuja. There's hundreds of us in custody right now. Everyone's still counted for, I think, he wrote. The FCT Police Public Relations Officer Josephine Ade could not be reached for comment. A statement on Thursday by the spokesperson for the NDLEA, Femi Babafemi, said about 200 attendees, including 3 young ladies who organized the party, were being profiled and interviewed. He said bottles of the new drink had been taken to a lab for analysis. The NDLEA will, however, continue to work with other security agencies and relevant stakeholders to ensure abuse of illicit substances is not allowed to get entrenched in the country under any guise. Now to sports. Cristiano Ronaldo has thanked Liverpool fans for their minutes applause during the 4-0 victory over Manchester United on Tuesday. Red supporters joined the tribute to Ronaldo, who missed the Red Devils' defeat following the death of his newborn son on Monday. Applause rang around Anfield from both sets of fans in the 7th minute, and at the home faithful chanted, "You will never walk alone." Reacting on Thursday, the 37-year-old said on Instagram, "Me and my family will never forget this moment of respect and compassion. One world, one sport, one global family. Thanks, Anfield," he said. Now we've come to the end of Flip TV News. Hope you enjoyed the report. Thanks for watching. I am Christian Chukwu.